Welcome, good morning. How are you guys doing? What's up, Nick and Drew? Kittens and Sun and Brandon and Seth and welcome. So today, we're going to be making some Goblin Shortbread, which is a quick one, so I'm not going to be moving too quickly, but it's still probably going to be a shorter stream, and that's fine because I have some stuff to do today. So I moved around my lighting. Did I turn them all on? I think I did. And then I put up, it's probably really hard to see, but I just printed out a WoW screenshot and put it on the fridge just to kind of cut down on the glare a little bit because the fridge is just too shiny and it bothers me. Tea sounds good. Yeah, so I'm finishing off my morning tea and then I'll probably make some additional tea. You can never have too much tea. So, Goblin Shortbread differs from regular shortbread in that it has green stuff in it. So you can see it's got some little bits. It has 6 ingredients, so we're looking at butter, room temperature, which I pulled out 2 hours ago. I'm so proud of myself. I never remember to do that. So I got some room temperature butter, and then I'm going to need some sugar, nutmeg, lime zest, pistachios, and flour. So considering there's only 6 things, there's no real excuse for me not to get them out now. So let's do that. I'm going to go digging through my cupboards. The screenshot looks like you're going in live screen. It is, actually. It's the same spot. It's my favorite kitchen in WoW. I was trying to think of a new kitchen, and the Half Hill one is just the pretty one. It's even the same fire with the cook stuff on it, because the other one only has one thing on it, and that one's got a pepper or something, and it's just good stuff. You've never had tea in your life. You gotta try it at least once, man. So, my sugar and flour should be down here. I have a whole bag of pistachios. And originally I was going to do this nut-free because my husband can't eat nuts. And then I decided that it's half the recipe. I'll just eat it by myself. I'll send the rest in to work with him so his coworkers can eat it. And then he can't. That'll be fun. Alright, so sugar, nutmeg. Nutmeg might take me a minute. I never use nutmeg. It's in here somewhere. So how have you guys been? What you been up to? How are you enjoying Argus? Oh, no, that's cloves. I have so many cloves. I'm always buying more cloves because I use them extensively in my gingerbread. And I love gingerbread. But nutmeg. Maybe I should start putting nutmeg in my gingerbread and then I'll actually have some. I've moved my microphone a little bit. I found it was a little too close to the laptop fans last time. So if it's hard to hear me at any point, let me know and I can adjust it. It's really pretty easy to move. I like noodles, sesame seeds, nutmeg. Ah! I win. All right. I'm a little bit hungry. I was gonna have breakfast, and then I was like, I'm making shortbread. I don't need to have breakfast yet. Okay, so I should probably preheat the oven too. So that's what 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need a lime and sugar. Check out my leggings. These are the Kieran Tour leggings. I like them a lot. I got these ones and then those Narmu ones. And I'm thinking of doing a review, but if I do a review, I want to do it after I've worn them and then wash them a couple of times. Because it doesn't do anybody any good to find out what they're new. You know, everything's good when it's new. Alright, 350 over there. I need a lime. More specifically, I need the lime zest, which is good because I think I might use the rest of the lime to make some guacamole later. Happy dance, hello, Hazel. What's up, Stone Dove? Hope you're doing alright. I'm doing quite alright. You just imagined a bunny was doing all the talking. Oh man, I've never met a bunny that made all that much noise. I've met a couple of bunnies. They're pretty quiet. I talk a lot. I have to actively remind myself to not talk sometimes when I'm just hanging out in vent and, let other people have a turn. I'm that person. You've been floating between WoW and Final Fantasy. It's a terrible choice, but you need to finally make. Yeah, with those two, you really gotta pick one. If it was something else that you can just kind of come back to every now and then, there's nothing wrong with playing other games on top of WoW, but when they're two, subscription MMOs like that, you gotta pick one. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Butter, 6. Okay, so my oven's reheating. Got the butter. It needs to be salted butter, and I have unsalted butter, so I'm assuming I can just add some salt. That seems fair. And I always thought that for shortbread, I haven't made shortbread in a long time. I always figured you'd chop the butter in because you want it to be flaky and like melty. But it just says cream together, butter, sugar, nutmeg, lime zest. Add pistachios and flour. Oh, I should probably chop and measure the pistachios. They need to be roughly chopped. These are not chopped. These are in no way chopped. So let's chop. Do you live in Canada? Not anymore. Not anymore. I moved about 3 years ago. I live in America now. I am from West Coast Canada, and I'm currently living in West Coast America. And I'd really rather not ever leave the West Coast. What time is it for you now? It is 10:06 a.m. Your boyfriend can only afford one. You don't mind doubling up. It's not so much the money, as far as I'm concerned. It's the time investment. Like, keeping up with 2 MMOs. Ugh. You talk to yourself all the time. It relieves some stress. I talk to my cat, which is kind of like talking to myself, but she doesn't talk back as some cats do, but she will stare at me. And I feel like she's, if not listening, at least she's humoring me, right? Okay, let's chop pistachios. So, I guess I can like chop a 1/4 cup, like a big 1/4 cup, because they're gonna chop down smaller. So I'll need more of them. So I'm gonna get like a heaping 1/4 cup. I think we just make this in a big disc on a baking sheet. Like, we don't need any kind of a pan or anything, which should be fine. I've been dying to make bread. I've been watching, and I talked about this before, but I've been just like continually watching the Great British Baking Show, or Bake Off, depending on your localization, and I want to make more stuff. They make it look so, I mean, they don't make it look easy, because obviously they have issues, but like, they make it look so accessible, and I am dying for some fresh bread. Like, you know when like that mean dude judge is like poking with his like big thumb at their bread and he's like, underbaked. I don't know, it looks good, I would eat it. Maybe you shouldn't, but I would. And I want to make some so I can practice not having it to be underbaked. She may be trying to will you to do her bidding. I do that on my own. Yeah, I am Canadian. I love that show, right? I don't know why it took me so long to watch it. I've never really watched cooking shows, but this is like so far, and I've never really watched reality shows, but this is like not really either of those things. I guess it is. Alright, so roughly chopped. So we don't want to like pulse these. If I was going to pulse them, then I would do them in the food processor. Alright. But every now and then they'll use a word on that show, and I'm like, really? People say that? Is that a thing that people actually say in Britain, or are you just messing with me? Like, whenever Mary calls something scrummy, I'm assuming that's like short for scrumptious, and I guess that makes sense, but, oh man, it's so funny. Stop, like, really? Scrummy? Alright. Okay, so those are kind of chopped. There's like some really big pieces, and then there's some less big pieces. And I want to make the big pieces less big. I'm so happy that the weather has finally calmed its butt. It is not 1,000,000 degrees. It's actually raining outside. It's raining outside. That's great. Maybe it'll put the fires out. And I have like this really big rain jacket, and I just feel like I'm armoring up when I go outside. It's awesome. Okay, so those are chopped. Did I get enough? I'm just gonna like put them back in the cup and see if they measure. I haven't really, I mean, I've been baking for a long time, but I don't really bake often enough to develop my own better ways of doing this kind of thing. Okay, so was it a 1/4 cup? No, yeah, okay. I was thinking 1 1/4 cups, that'd be way too much. Alright, there we have 1/4 cup of finely chopped pistachios. I guess I should have eaten some to figure out if they're still good. Do they go off? They must eventually. Soggy bottomed. What rain? And it's been raining for a day or two, and it's supposed to rain all week. Around here, around Portland. A lot of subtle humor. It's pretty funny. It's funny how lewd they get. I read somewhere that some people were upset about how lewd the show is. And like, it seems like with the host, it seems like kind of the point. You're making some schnitzels? Aw, awesome. The IT crowd was actually really funny. I love that show. I was sad there wasn't more of it. I never watched the American version. I was scared. Okay, so that's that. I guess I should... I can zest the lime. Let's figure out a teaspoon of lime zest. So, I washed this already. Now, I don't have a zester, And is it the only grater I have? It's like really thick. So I can be really gentle with this. Do I have anything else? Oh, actually, you know what? I haven't used this in long. I haven't used my cheese graters much since I got my food processor. But I have this thing, so it's got one really big one. It's got one that look like little fish lips. I've never used that, I'm scared. I don't know if that would really zest it. Maybe it would. And then I've got one that's just like a fine grate. I'll probably just use that. The American version lost all the magic. Oh no. What's up, Skater Bun? How are you doing? Okay. So glad you watched the Bake Off. Paul Hollywood is harsh. He's like, I like him, but I don't like him. Like, I enjoy not liking him. He's a funny one. Alright, so doing a little zesting. I guess I should try and get the greener part. I'm assuming the greener part is going to be limier. I've never had shortbread with lime or nuts in it. I've only ever had shortbread just like plain but shortbread with like in little cookies and not in like big wedges. Maybe with like a little lemon. So I guess lime isn't that big of a stretch. So far I've accomplished nothing. Maybe I will use the bigger one because I'm never going to be able to like measure this. Like I'm creating fairy dust right now. Maybe I could get a teaspoon to get rid of that. Yeah, alright. Keep at it. You want to see the movie he's made? He made a movie? Man. Paul and Mary aren't the hosts anymore. I haven't seen the new ones either. I'm watching through the old stuff on Netflix. And when I get done with the stuff that has Paul and, or has, you know, Mel and Sue and Mary in it, I don't know if I'm going to keep going. Like, I like Noah Fielding. Noah, is it Noah or Noel? Noel Fielding? The guy that was the goth guy in the IT crowd. I love him, and he's in the new one. So I might give it a go just for his sake, but if it's not good, then I don't know. Also, I don't know where I would watch it. What's up, Damien? Thanks for the present. No problem. Yeah, I quite fond of that celestial horse steed. It goes really nicely with that with the calf. I've been thinking about what to spend my curious coins on once I come up with some more of them, and I'm thinking I want the toy because like the Gallarhorn and the Crota's shield don't work on Argus, which is I guess okay, but it's annoying. So if they worked on Argus, I might have considered getting one of those, but otherwise, I think I'm just gonna go for the toy once I get to 50 and see it up, because I already have my Arcadian War Turtle. Do I have a tablespoon of this yet? Oh, I guess there's some more in there. Let me scrape. It's like leprechaun tears. It's so fine. Alright. I don't know if that's a tablespoon or a teaspoon? One teaspoon. Let me measure it. Teaspoon. Oh no, that's not nearly a teaspoon. I need more zest. We must get zestier. I mean, I'm gonna just zest this whole lime. It's very witty. I just wanted to check my microwave because Hazel's kitchen beep. Did my kitchen beep? Oh, my oven's done preheating, that's why. That's why. I wish there were sweatpants like those. You're gonna get some weird looks if you wear leggings in public. Yeah. I mean, might be worth it. Might be worth it. I get some weird looks wearing leggings in public and it's a normal thing for me to wear just because they're like really bright. But I can never tell if people are looking at me weird because almost always they're looking at my dog weird because I have a very unique looking dog. So I could probably be wearing an actual clown outfit and nobody would even notice. Which is very liberating. I like wearing whatever I want. Have you a snooze guide? A snooze guide. Oh, no, not yet. I'm working on it. I'm finishing up the last Crocoon pet this morning, or well, today at some point. I'm going to try and get the Ruin Hoof guide done and out today. And then I'm going to move on to do all of the Antoran Waste ones, and I'll do the Macquarie ones last. So, Ruin Hoof is today. Ear Seeker is going to be after that, and that should be on Thursday, assuming everything goes to plan, which I don't see why it wouldn't. And I'm just going to kind of keep trying to chew through them and spit them out. Stuff keeps happening to me lately that like interferes with my plans to make videos. So you know how on my last stream on my birthday, is that on my birthday stream or the one after? I don't remember. That must be enough now. I was going on about, I never drop my phone. It is never broken. I've never broken a phone screen in my life. So guess what I did on Sunday? I'm outside, taking my dog out, spinning the Pokemon Go Pokestop, and it is entirely my fault, but at the end of the day, I dropped my phone, and it landed, like, face down, and it had a case that, like, has a lip around it, so the screen didn't touch the pavement, but just, like, the face down smack impact shattered the whole thing, like, not even usable anymore. Shards of it just, like, coming out. It was in bad shape, and I was quite upset about that, because as you are. So I, took it in to get repaired at the Apple Store yesterday. I was without it last night and I picked it up this morning. So $150 later, my phone is back to the way it was 3 days ago. But I'm not even mad just because I deserved it. I should have held on to my phone, and I'm just relieved that it's fixed now, and that the repair went really well. And now I have an OtterBox that should be here today because apparently I do need one. And I will hang on to my phone more securely. Like, I had a horrible nightmare right after, which is so goofy because it's just a phone, but I had a horrible nightmare the night after I had done it, where I dreamed that I had gotten it back and then dropped it again, like 20 feet off a bridge onto a rock in a river while going for a run. I don't even run. I used to. I don't go very fast. Okay, so I have zested my lime, I have chopped my nuts. We're going to cream together butter, sugar, nutmeg, and lime zest. So let's clean up a little bit. OtterBox for the win. Puppy is a Kleekai. Yeah, he is a Kleekai. He is an Alaskan Kleekai. He is staring at me from the couch right now. Hopefully this isn't too loud. I can always move the microphone too. It's got a pretty long leash. Pretty long microphone leash as far as those go. Oh, this is not in right. I might make some bread tomorrow. I want to make bread on streams, but it just doesn't make sense to. Like, I always rush things on streams. And you can't rush bread. You need to give it time to let it rise, and you need to bake it for often a long time. And in the past, I've always made bread quite dense, because I add too much flour when I'm eating, so I'm going to try next time to add less flour and just be patient, and hopefully I can make a fluffier bread, because I always make a very dense bread. It's good, but it's just, like, filling. Thanks, Norma. Happy lunchtime stream. Love late night and Norma. Thank you so much. Happy Tuesday to you. We all got new artifact knowledge today. And I just got the point 65, and I hurried down to the Netherlight Crucible to find out what I could get. And it turns out, nothing. I need point 66. I need one more point, and then I can get the second tier of my third relic. Those traits, so that'll be good. What am I doing? Oh, this is my recipe. Alright. Butter, half a cup of sugar, get that in there. I haven't been drinking my tea. Oh. I named my Twilight kitten Hazel after you. Aw. Hi, by the way. Sup? Naming the Twilight kitten and Shadow in general is just really handy. Because it's such a pain in the butt to pull them up when you're searching for them. Because the names pull up like other abilities that have those words in them. It doesn't making bread entail putting ingredients in a bread machine? I mean, it does if you have a bread machine. I don't have a bread machine. And I don't know if I want one. Maybe, I don't know. I have so many, I don't really want more appliances, at least not before I move. Like, one day if I set myself up in a house where I've got like a little bit of room, which is probably never, because if I get a house, it's probably going to be teensy. Then maybe I can get more appliances, but I think, like, this KitchenAid is like a good one, and it's designed for bread. It's not gonna poop out on me if I make it knead bread for a while, so I don't mind doing that. At least I don't have to knead it by hand anymore. That's always a workout. Okay. Alright, so sugar, butter, nutmeg, and lime zest. Okay, so let me get my leprechaun sprinkles, my lime zest. See? Nobody can say it wasn't finally zested. There we go. I'm really curious to find out what this tastes like. Like, I love shortbread, but I just can't imagine it with the pistachios and the lime. Nutmeg. How much nutmeg? A pinch. A pinch. I know that a pinch is actually like a unit of measurement, that can be quantified. I don't know how much that quantification is, so I'm going to literally pinch this. I thought an oven was a bread machine. KitchenAids are the best. Hazel, a new Asian grocery store open here. They have an entire wall of tea. Oh man, that's awesome. We have a chain of Asian grocers called Owaji Maya around here in the Northwest. And their tea section, they have like a whole aisle with tea on both sides, and I enjoy. That's where I get my, well, I bought it once and I haven't gone through it yet because it was like a huge bag, but I got some genmaicha and some hojisha there. I found that their Japanese tea selection was bigger than their Chinese selection, which is fine because I already have a supplier for my Chinese teas. Okay, so, is that all the things? Butter, sugar, lime zest, nutmeg, alright. Let's cream. An eighth of a teaspoon, huh? I feel like I probably put an eighth of a teaspoon in there. Are you wearing the Kirin Tor logo on your leg? I sure am. These are the Kirin... They're hard to see because there's like a lot of glare, but they're like the Kirin Tor leggings. I promised on my vlog that I would put pictures of the leggings up on my Instagram, and I'm still going to. I just haven't taken them yet. Like, I want to take them properly, and I'm having a very hard time getting a picture that I'm happy with. So... I'll try and do that today. I also want to take some pictures too. I'm going to redo my channel banner and maybe some graphics, and I'm going to use some photos in there as well, so let's give that a go. I'm tempted to add a little butter because I feel like some of it like a lot of it came off on the paper because it was so room temperature. Tempted to add like a teaspoon, like a tablespoon of butter. Cake. Yeah, what's up, Flabby? Grab some between two fingers. Yeah, that's what I did. Everyone yell into the mic. Yeah, so we actually have an ice cream maker too. It's so loud. We got it as a wedding gift and we used it exactly once, and I've never used it since. Like, it takes a long time and that's fine. It's just the thing that got to me was it was really loud, and it's like loud for hours, which would be one thing if I had a house, but I do have neighbors, and I don't want to give them any reason to complain, so maybe I'll whip the ice cream maker out again later. I've never really had a problem with store-bought ice cream, though. It's always been fun. Do I want to put more butter in that? I think I do. I don't want to have a shortbread that's not buttery enough. I'm going to add just like... So the soft stuff, because you don't want to add like hard butter in there, so this stuff is actually quite soft. And just like, not a lot, just like approximating the amount that was lost there. They're a place to send you fan art. If you have digital fan art, you can email it to me, if you like, at hazelnightygames@gmail.com. And I actually have a post office box. If you've got like a physical thing, you can actually mail it to me if you want. The address for that is in the channel info of my channel. So if you go to the About section, the post office box address is there. Okay, so I need to add the pistachios and the flour and continue to work until the mixture comes together into a good dough. I don't know what you do if it comes together into a bad dough. We'll deal with that when we get there. So, 1 1/4 cups flour and my pistachios. Aha! I guess I could just use this twice. Where did my flour go? Doop, 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 doop. Ice cream makers in apartments, yeah. It's a shame because it's a really cute looking ice cream maker. It's got like a fake wooden sides of it like it's a barrel. And we still have packets of the, like, mix that I think you're supposed to mix with cream to, like, make the flavored ice creams. I don't know if those are still good. Like, we got married, like, what, 3 years ago? It's been a while. Alright, so that's half a cup of flour. There's 1 cup of flour. And And then 1 more 1/4 cup ought to do it. One thing I did notice about the British Bake Off is they weigh everything. And I know that's a good idea. I know that weight is more reliable than volume. I just don't have a scale, and I don't think I have the patience. But if it's really going to make a big difference, then I probably should invest in both of those things. Very dusty in there. Coming together into a dough at all. I guess I need to scrape the bowl and get some of the butter off the sides, because right now it looks like a pile of slightly pistachio-y flour, and that won't do. That will not do. Come on now. We need every bit of butter that we got. There's nothing else in here to turn this from flour to dough but just the butter, so... Need more tea. Coconut milk ice cream does sound really good. She drinks out of Murloc heads. I have 2 of them. Sometimes I'll dual wield. Try making dandelion wine. That's scary. I've never made any kind of alcohol. I've never made wine or beer. Anything like that. Maybe one day I'll make cider. Maybe. Start with a custard-based fresh fruit and freeze. Yeah. I want to learn just how to make a proper custard. Like, they did a custard tart, and that looked really good, but people were having problems with it, like, curdling, and I feel like learning how to make a good custard would be, like, a good skill to have, because then I could eat custard. You like fishing with Murloc heads? Yo, that's my favorite bobber, too. It's like a real close tie for me between the Murloc heads and the can of worms. I like the can of worms. It's all like wormy. Okay, this is still nowhere close to being dough. Unless it's like all on the sides of the bowl. It's kind of on the side of the bowl. Maybe I should just mix my hand for a minute. Because clearly the mixer is not getting me where I want to go. Wash the butter off my hands, but it occurred to me I need every bit of it I can get. You like the gondola bobber? That's true, I don't have the Fisher Friends ones. What tea do I try first? Oh, that's a hard question. I would start with green tea. I would start with just a really basic green tea and see what you think of that. Some crazy viewed hours with lots of nuts and you'll dominate a raffle. You just gotta beat it, Norma. She's the big contender. You just got the can of worms? You love the new fishing pole? So of the new bobbers then, if you guys have the new like Fisher Friends bobbers, what's your favorite one? I haven't actually looked at the models of them yet. This is what's going on in here. It's like super crumbly. It's not really a dough, which is concerning to me. I guess I could add more butter. Like I shouldn't add anything that's not butter, but I could add more butter to try and bind it together a little better, because all of the butter is in here. And I can't bake it like this. This isn't a thing yet. The gondola's fun and the demon head? Mm-hmm. You've been winning the lotteries. You promised late night you'd sit the next one out. What if it's something you really want, though? What if it's like a pet that you just wanted your whole life? It needs butter? Yeah, I think I'm going to add some more butter. I think we're going to add like another tablespoon or so of butter, and then just work it in until it turns into something I can pat out into a circle. We'll keep using this stuff because, again, soft butter, I don't want to be like putting hard butter in there. I guess I could mix with my hands. That much. After the last raffle, I hear a loud yell from the living room. Of course you won. That's too good. How are you doing, Arcane? So, I don't know if this is actually the best tool. You know, I'm going to use my hands. I'm going to take off my ring so I don't, like, cover it in dough and put it somewhere safe so I don't lose it. And I can't talk about how I've never lost my wedding ring yet because then I'll actually lose it. Like, the streams are jinxed. As soon as I say something about, oh man, I've never cracked the phone screen, just like, splat. But I am excited to have a new phone case because I wasn't happy with my other one. It wasn't stylish enough for me, so I got one that's like got some color to it. Also, I think having a brighter one will help me find it. All right, this is better. You know, I think it just needed to be really squishy. I think we just had to get squishy. Jasmine tea? Ooh, jasmine green tea is a really good one to start with. That's a good idea. Tea they serve in Chinese restaurants. Jasmine green is often served in Chinese restaurants, yeah. It's just like a very fragrant, sort of pretty tasting, really easy to drink green tea. I have a 1 pound bag of jasmine green tea. Oh, in my cupboard. Maybe I'll have some of that today. $20. She loses a ring? I better not. I mean, it's not a very expensive ring, as far as wedding rings go. But it's got sentimental value, you know? It's my wedding ring. I can't lose it. I feel like you get in big trouble if you lose your wedding ring. Ugh. Oolong tea? Mm-hmm. Oolong tea is very common, but there's so many types of oolong tea that you never really, like, if you recommend somebody just go get some, you don't know exactly what they're gonna get, and some of them are more accessible than others. Okay, I probably should have squished before I started adding butter, but I think it's fine. I think we're fine. So I'm going to parchment a baking tray, and then pat this out into a big circle. English breakfast. I've been back on an English breakfast kick in the mornings just because I feel like as the weather's been getting colder, I needed something a little bit stiffer and more hearty to wake myself up. So I have like really strong English breakfast tea. Not like bitter, but pretty strong. I do make it loose leaf. I have like the Stash loose leaf English breakfast tea. You can buy that in a 1 pound bag from Amazon for like $15, but a 1 pound bag will last you actually forever. I just had a little bit of that batter and that's delicious. Probably because I'm eating basically butter. Oh, I forgot to add salt. I should add salt. Oh! Gosh. So no. Okay, so... should be enough. It doesn't need to be a lot of salt. You've only had iced southern sweet tea. You need to, if you do decide to try some other tea, you gotta kind of go at it as though it's a different experience because typically tea will be either low sugar or no sugar, and sweet tea is like a lot of sugar. Like they're very different beverages. Earl Grey, chamomile. Don't make us salt. Like I'll try not to. So, parchment. I think we might find out what happens to shortbread if you put too much butter in it. So I'm gonna mix it up a little bit just to get the salt incorporated in. Chamomile and honey tea. I have for when I'm sick, if I'm sick, I have this ginger lemon ginseng. Ginger lemon ginseng. Honey lemon ginger ginseng? Maybe there's no ginger. Maybe it's just honey and lemon ginseng. One of, like 3 of those 4 things, and then I add actual honey and lemon to it. And I don't know if it actually helps me, but it sure as heck makes me feel better. YouTube rolled out the sub button? Did they? Do I have one? Do I need to apply? Like, what's up? I should check that out. You lost one of the diamonds out of your wedding ring? Bought a temporary ring from Ross? You've gotten a ton of compliments on the faux Ross ring. Yeah. I mean, aside from durability, expensive jewelry is really just about design, and if you like the design of a cheaper one, like, yeah. That one does have diamonds in it, but they're like real tiny, but they're sparkly, and all I wanted was sparkly. Okay, so, I guess that, like, if I'm trying to make a disc, I'm trying to make a big disc about 9 inches across. So I'm gonna make a ball and I'm gonna squish it. Lemon ginger ice cream. Oh man, that sounds good. I love ginger. It's one of my preferred flavors. So I'm gonna put flavors in something that's like a spice. Ginger's a good stuff. All right, 9 inches, huh? Long Island iced tea is alcoholic. Yes, Long Island iced tea is very alcoholic. You don't want to be slumming those. You like have one and then you sip it and you're like, whoa, this is a party. Do you have lucid nightmare? No, not yet. Not yet. I'm kind of tempted to never get it just so that every time I stream that people ask and then it's like a meme. I feel like I don't have enough hazelnut against memes. I'm going to roll this actually just a little bit. Just a little bit. 9 inches is more than this. 9 inches is, what, 2/3 of a foot? Come on now. Ugh. This is like sliding all over the place, but it is getting bigger. All of the alcohol? Yeah, that's how much they put in. Just all of the alcohol. I think I only ever had one like once. Maybe one day for like a New Year's stream or something, we'll do like a baking stream, but instead of baking, we just make the cocktail recipes from the WoW cookbook. If I had like people over, that would be fun. If I had to drink them all myself, that would be dangerous. Okay, so that... Do I have anything I can measure this with? I know I don't own a ruler. I own a paper cutter. Also, this isn't very circular. I have a paper cutter now that I use to like cut the stamps that I use to seal the Patreon letters with. That has like measurements on it. I have a tape measure actually that I use to measure myself for like if I'm buying clothing online. Seems very thin. Seems like real thin, but it said 9 inches. I think that looks like 9 inches, yeah? If anything, it might be too many. Oh well. We're doing it. Oh, shoot. Shoot, not yet, not yet. I'm too excited, okay. Using a sharp knife, make 5 cuts across the dough to form 10 wedges, and then prick the tops of each with the tines of a fork. So I do that before I put it in the oven. So I'm going to put this over here. Wash my hands. I feel like I shouldn't go anywhere in the maze. Just stand in the same room. Oh, man. Do you have a cake pan? Oh, I do, actually. I have a 9-inch cake pan. It's a very good idea. Let's see. I made this too big. I don't know how to unbig it, though. I don't know how to make it smaller. So I guess I'll just, like, make sure the edges aren't too flat. And then we're just going to live our lives like that. This is breakfast, by the way. Okay, so I need a knife. Where'd my knife go? I only have one, but I don't lose it. I should stop saying things like that. Oh, here it is. I was using it for some. Alright, so 5 cuts. So, like, 1. I should think about this. 2, 3, 4. I'm so used to cutting things into 8. Maybe I will. No, I should make 10. It's been a long time since school, and fractions are not my strong point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it. You guys can laugh at me later. Oh, that intersection is not where you want it to be. These are gonna be all like different sizes. 2, 3. This is terrible. 1. All right. Well, they'll be in pieces. That's the best I can say. Let's just make sure that none of them are too huge now. Over there. I'll show you guys this in a second as pliers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That can't be right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Whatever. Okay. So this is my... That's what we've done. I guess I'm gonna prick it. And then we'll bake it, and then we'll see how it turns out. They don't have to be perfect as long as they taste good. Yeah, that's kind of the dream. The ones in the picture were, like, heavily pricked. Like, they looked like they were dimpled, like, by a machine even. So, in lieu of a dimpling machine, which I think nobody has, I'm just gonna stab them, like, a lot. We're just gonna do a large amount of stabbing. It's kind of fun. Why not score it like a pizza? How do you score a pizza? I just cut pizzas. Am I doing it wrong? Hi, cat. What's up? I'm probably doing it wrong. I do most things wrong. As long as it gets done at the end of the day, it's probably fine. Okay, so put this in. Katie's leaving, but she comes back. I'll pick her up. 15 minutes until the edges are just starting to brown. Now that's quite flat, so I'm actually going to set my timer for 12 and then check it because I don't want to burn it, and I think burning would be very easy with how flat I made it. The pig in the fridge, I will show you. So without the pig in the fridge, there's like a lot of glare in the fridge, and it was driving me nuts. So I printed out a screenshot of like the monkey from Half Hill, and then I like played with it with Photoshop to make it look a little bit like a painting. So it's just like a piece of printer paper with like a screenshot on it. But it's something to put on the fridge to like kind of cut down on the glare at least a little bit. So that's something. If there's butter and sugar, it'll be delicious. That's the dream. Feeling stabby like Miss Crow. Miss Crow. I don't know who that is, but I'm a little scared to find out now. Cutting it from the middle from one side to the other, then turning. Keep cutting across the middle from one side to the other. See, that's what I was supposed to do. I've never heard that called scoring. I didn't really know how many to make. And then, like, my intersection was not across the middle, so I just gave up and started cutting it. You love the monkey? Yeah. He's like a bartender. Why am I putting my cake pan in the fridge? That's wrong. So, maybe I won't make tea. Maybe I'll just clean this up. I'll put my poor, sad, scarred lime back in the fridge so I can make guacamole later. Anything else needs to go away? I guess I just have to wash the dishes. What the heck do I do with, like, I have so many pistachios. We got way too many. I could make this bread, like, 6 times over with the amount of pistachios that I have. I would run out of lime zest, but I do have lime juice in my fridge. You can get silicone rings that fit in your rolling pin and ensure you roll your dough out in an even thickness. Interesting. I've never heard of that. Oh, Thistly Crow. Yes. I do remember that. I do remember her. Have they changed the feather that spawns ghost griffins? I don't know. I haven't kept up with what's up with the new hunter pets lately, although I've been leveling a hunter just for fun. Like, I actually deleted my max level hunter so I could level a new hunter because I missed leveling. And when I get to that point, because I am playing BM, I will investigate. Are items for hidden appearances higher chance to drop in the newest patch? I don't know. They might be, I don't know. You can sub them for pine nuts and make pesto. Ooh. I don't have any basil. I have a bunch of really spicy peppers. One of my buddies gave me a lift to the store to pick up my phone yesterday, and I pawned off like a whole tub of my serrano peppers to him, because somebody should eat them. I do eat them, but there's like a lot of them. Like, those plants are falling over because they're so heavy with peppers. I want a garden so bad. Okay, start doing dishes. There's not a lot of dough left over on these things, but I'm not above eating it with a spoon while I wait. Send them to me. I love nuts. I'll definitely do something with them, but I think I need to do something with them pretty quickly because I feel like pistachio nuts don't keep forever. Maybe I should put them in the fridge. Handmade cotton candy. Oh man. That sounds like something I would do terribly. I would mess that up significantly. Alright. So I should wash that because that has lime zest in it. I'll get to those in a second. Let's just scooch. I have a big light in front of my door, so if I need to leave, I can't. It's actually probably a huge fire hazard. Not because it could light anything on fire. It's not likely to do so. It's been set up in a perfectly safe manner. It's just in front of the door. But I was moving the lights around. There's really nowhere else to put it. And I'm happy with the lighting that I have today. Like, I feel like this should be less grainy. It looks better to me on my screen. But we'll see. You sold your last house and got one with a much smaller garden, but more indoors? Yeah. I mean, a big garden was like a lot of work. I don't feel like I want a big garden. I want to be able to like plant some flowers. And, you know, a vegetable patch. Like maybe a couple of raised beds for veggies. There's all sorts of things that I want to try growing. And I feel like for a lot of them, I'll grow them once for like one season. And I'll be like, you know what, that wasn't worth it. Or maybe it will be worth it and then I'll grow that thing. Like I've discovered that growing peppers is something I really enjoy. Although I should grow less spicy ones so that I can eat them in larger numbers. So maybe next year I do some jalapeno peppers as opposed to the serranos that I've got out there right now. But I want to try things like roots, like carrots and potatoes, and we'll just, see how it goes. But I can't do anything on a balcony. I could grow like 2 potatoes in like a big bucket, and I'd be like, well, this was a waste of time. You need a sugar thermometer. I would need that. I'm just so scared of making candy. It's like food napalm. It's really hot and it's very sticky, and if you get any on yourself, it's a terrible burn. And I do burn myself. So I'm hesitant to give myself better weapons to burn myself with, if that makes any sense. You're addicted to leveling in WoW, so at present you have 14 max level characters. That's quite a few. That was my life an expansion or 2 ago. I finally managed to take a good long break after I finished getting like my 12 100s in WoD. I've only gotten maybe 4 or 5 of them to 110 at a very, very leisurely rate. Like, I'm just not in a hurry to do it. I'm not really doing it at all. I do it whenever I have a reason to, like when they are releasing class-specific battle pets. I've leveled characters for that, but outside of that, I just kind of don't. But I definitely remember living that life. I lived that life so much that I didn't actually pick a main until really Warlords. Naga chilies. Garlic is easy to grow? I would like fresh garlic. I cook with a lot of garlic. I'm always buying it, and half the time I buy it, and it's like half of it's rotten. We just don't get very good garlic at our grocery store. Ugh. Tell Norma to eat her banana. Norma, you should eat your banana. Molten sugar leaves nasty scars, plus it hurts really bad. Yeah, see, that's what I'm afraid of. It's the same reason, like, why if I'm buying cacti for a long time, I held off on buying any cacti that were like, well, any cacti basically. I didn't want to buy any plants that could hurt me. And eventually, the adorableness of cacti wore me down, and I have a couple of them, but I refuse to get any opunches, like the prickly pear ones, because the spines on those things are just evil. Like, they're not just spines, they are designed to just, like, ruin your life. And I'm not gonna get one of those, because at some point I'm gonna, like, half drop it, and I'm gonna grab it with my hand, and I'm gonna, like, I already did that with one of my other ones, but because it was a regular cactus, it was mostly okay. I still got a spine under my fingernail, but it didn't stay there, so it's alright. Radishes? I don't like eating radishes, though. Like, how do people eat radishes? Like, my grandmother puts them in salads, and it was like, oh, great, it's a radish. Great. I don't know. You're eating your banana. Why am I drying my hands? I'm not done with this yet. It's impossible to do anything while streaming properly. I swear it's not just me. I swear this happens to other people too. I'm not just like super, I mean, I'm pretty ditzy, but I'm gonna eat some of this. Wear body armor while making sweets? That sounds like a plan. I'd rather watch you make cereal than get burned on more than sugar. Make cereal? Go make some cereal. My mom used to make granola bars. And those were, like, it sounds not good, but they were pretty good as far as granola bars go. Molten marshmallow? Oh, man. That's scary. That's scary. That's weaponized food right there. I think I'm basically just eating sweet butter. I don't care. I don't care at all. Okay. I can watch it. I'm really excited to try the shortbread. I wonder how long I'm supposed to let it cool. It just says cook it until brown. The timer's got like 4 minutes left. I probably shouldn't cut into it like right away, but it's already like been cut. Probably give it a minute or 2. You can make the sprouts super easy and eat those. You put them on burgers. Oh, that sounds good. That sounds good. Salt radishes and just eat them? Okay. Gotta get back to work. Catch you later. See you later, Norma. How do you weaponize food? You make it molten and then throw it at people, but I wouldn't recommend it. I don't think I've ever been in a food fight. Like, that's a big stereotype that you see on TV and whatnot, and like old movies, is like in high schools and whatever having food fights in the cafeteria. I never went to a school that had a cafeteria, like you just brought your own lunch. At my high school, there was like a partnership program with a local college's culinary program, and the college students would actually make the food, but you had to buy it. Like, it was restaurant quality food. You had to like pay almost restaurant prices, but you could get it in the school cafeteria. And I had such crippling anxiety in high school that not once did I do that. I didn't even want to figure out the process for doing it. I always just brought my own food. Not once in my life did I eat at that cafeteria in the 4 years I went to high school there. Looking back on that, that's ridiculous, but I was like, you know, I'll just bring my own food. I'll save some money and I don't have to figure out how to buy food from these scary college kids. You put sprouts on burger. They take a week tops to grow, you don't give them sun, you want them leggy. Oh, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I mostly, like, I've had sprouts in stir fry, and I think I had them on burgers before. I'm a pescatarian, so I eat, like, fish burgers, like salmon burgers, halibut burgers. I'd be good at halibut burger. Watched a video earlier of a dessert recipe consisting of Crisco, sugar, and berries. I mean, it probably made something that tastes real good. Inside of Oreos is basically shortening and sugar. Yeah. Just, nothing wrong with a little shortening and sugar as long as you're not consuming more of it than is good for you. I don't mind eating treats. I just consume them in moderation. I haven't made gingerbread cookies again since the last time because when I have gingerbread cookies in the freezer, I'll eat like 1 to 3 of them every day. And adds up over a while, so I have to go a month or 2 without having them around. Even it out. You might be having Chinese food for your birthday next week? Oh, that sounds good. I don't know what to get. I don't know what to do for dinner tonight. My friends have been telling me I should try, and I don't think I'm going to because it's, like, expensive, but I should try, like, the apps like Grubhub or Uber Eats or something. Because I never get sushi unless I make it myself, and the sushi I make is fine, but it's not, like, good. And there's some good sushi places nearby that I bet would work with something like that. I don't know. I've never used them. And like when you look at the app reviews, it's like filled with like half people saying if I didn't have this app I wouldn't eat. And the other half of the people are saying my driver got lost for 4 hours and they gave my food to somebody else. And I don't know. Sushi is overrated. Oh, I love my sushi. Oreos are vegan, are they? I imagine not. Now that Norma's gone, let's have a raffle. As a diabetic, it's hard to find a decent sugar substitute. Do you have any ideas? I used to cook with, or like for my tea, stevia, which I know you've probably heard of a lot, but it's just like a plant. And like not just buying it, but like actually growing it. Like I would have a little stevia plant, and you just like shave off little bits of the leaves, and it's got very intense sweetening power. It's not quite the same as sugar, but it was quite good. I liked it in beverages a lot, and I think you can bake with it as well. Alright, so that... edges are not starting to brown, so I'm going to give that another minute and a half. Would you consider creating your own crazy WoW recipes? Work with some bake-off recipes and modify it to make it WoW style? The breads, yeah. I'm actually considering that very strongly because we are very quickly running out of WoW cookbook recipes that I can make on stream because the rest of them are either like dinner stuff, and I don't think I really want to do a dinner stream. When I'm making dinner, I'm usually like headphones on, in and out. I'm playing WoW for half the time if something has to like rest or sit or like simmer. I'm like 2 rooms away playing WoW, which is a bad idea, but I do it anyways. So yeah, I think I'm gonna start adapting some recipes, but if we want to keep it WoW-ish, and we can, I can come up with some names, and I can try and come up with some themes. I don't think I'm gonna be nearly as good as Chelsea was, the woman that created this cookbook, and I actually want to get, at some point, the other cookbook that she's done, the A Feast of Ice and Fire, the Song of Ice and Fire cookbook, because I'm a huge fan of that series, and it's kind of remarkable that I don't have that cookbook yet. But yeah. Maybe adapting some bake-off stuff. I want to learn how to make custard. I want to learn how to make ladyfingers. I want to learn how to make tiramisu with both of those things. I want to eat tiramisu. Making cottage cheese. Cottage cheese scares me. I've never enjoyed eating it. It just looks so frightening. Do a long bread making stream, I will come. Oh man. I don't know. Like maybe a bread that like... it's just... the problem with the long streams, too, it's not just the time that it takes to do them, which is, like, fine, but the computer gets real warm. I'm scared of running this whole streaming setup for longer than, like, 2 hours, because this is on a laptop, and it's on a 5-year-old laptop, and if that fries, I don't have another plan of how to do the baking streams. One more minute. So... I try and be nice to it. Lots of legit medieval recipes. I was reading reviews of it and I was like, man, how have I lived my life this long and not gotten that yet? Need to figure out recipes that Norma can eat because she gets sick on dairy. I mean, my first thought is to start with vegan. Actually, you know what you could get? there's this cookbook that my mom recommended to me, and she didn't end up getting me a copy because it's a vegan cookbook, which I know sounds awful. But a lot of vegan stuff has things my husband can't eat in it. He can't eat like soy or nuts or legumes or anything vegetarian, basically. So she didn't get it for me. But it's called like the Thug Cookbook or something like that. It's written like, it's very explicit. There's a lot of profanity in it. But it's vegan recipes that apparently are quite good and fairly easy to make, that are just presented in a way that's like very like thugged out. And I thought that just sounded really funny. She super recommended them. She's been getting them for everybody. So if you're looking for a vegan cookbook, apparently that's the one to do. Sansa's lemon cakes. I also want I'm just hungry. Okay, I'm taking that out. It's been in for long enough. I don't want to burn it. We don't want it to be overbaked. Don't mind my accent. I'm sorry if I've offended anybody. Alright. So, those edges are just starting to brown. Okay. I'm gonna let that cool. It looks like it's kind of reconnected. It may, like, it didn't spread out. It was already pretty flat. I'm gonna put it on a cooling tray. Cooling tray over here. Yeah, a little too big. I should have thought of the cake pan thing. That's such a good idea. Next time I'll try, like, I'll have one there at least to help me eyeball. Because I think I would make this again. Assuming that I can find people to help me eat it, or maybe I can just eat it all myself. Actually, if I freeze it, then I can eat it all myself without, like, eating way too much shortbread. What is your hubby allergic to? Nuts, soy, legumes, which is basically, like, chickpeas, lentils, peas, can't eat peas, and, no. The majority of the world drinks goat's milk instead of cow. I've never had goat's milk. I'm very fond of goat's cheese. Goat's cheese with some sun-dried tomatoes and, like, some spinach on, like, a pizza, like a real good Mediterranean pizza with goat's cheese. Oh, it's good stuff. They take a smaller area to raise. Mm-hmm. Also, goats are cute. I've not directly had goats myself before, but I've taken care of them many times because I grew up with neighbors that had goats. And I love goats. Although they do chew on my hair. Not good for your hair. So I'm going to have some tea. I don't think I'm going to heat this up again. I think heating it up once is enough. We can be done with that. I'm going to make some fresh tea. And then I will... Hopefully that'll be cool again by then. I can try some. And then we'll be off. What kind of tea do I want to make? That I have enough caffeine? I think I want green tea. I think you talked me into wanting my jasmine green tea, so I'm going to make some of that. I don't know if it goes with Goblin Shortbread, but I don't care. Oh, sorry. Squeaky noise. No vegetarian for hubby? Yeah. Yeah, it's tough finding stuff that we both eat for me to make, but we eat a lot of seafood. And we eat a lot of just, like, basic carbs, like pasta and pizza and whatnot, so we live. Also, neither of us really eat very much, so it's fine. Alright. That will do. That smells really good. I want to eat it. Is your hubby allergic to you? I mean, if I've been eating peanut butter, then yeah. There might be a farm. You work on a farm? You've got a job in Beijing, and so I will take note of your P.O. box and send you some tea from China. Oh, that sounds so good. You don't have to, of course, but that would be so exciting. They have goat milk in cartons. Interesting. Yeah. So last time I was talking about how I had a hole in my apron. I fixed it. I was so bored last night. Like, it was pretty late last night. It was like 8 or 9. And I'm sitting around and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I didn't really feel like playing WoW. I was done the work that I wanted to do for the day. So I took out my sewing kit and I, like, stitched it up. It's not a very good stitching job. I've never been a particularly skilled seamstress, but it fixed the hole. It does the job. Not that I put anything in those pockets anyways, but, you know, takes care of it. Milking a goat is more fun than it sounds. That is the thing, is I've never milked a goat. I got the apron from an Etsy store called Printing and Crafting. I would recommend it. It did sprout a hole very quickly, which is a bit concerning, but it was easy to fix. And it was probably just like a one-off stitching error that is not indicative of the overall quality. I don't know, but I like the apron a lot. It's like a good, thick, rugged material, which is good. You have pull with Blizz? I don't know if Blizz knows I exist. I'm going to consider myself a lucky gal if I can get my hands on a beta key for the next expansion. And I don't think that's going to happen. I couldn't get one last time. I didn't get into the Legion beta until they added the PvPers. I got in with with like the duelist and above arena players, which I won't be able to do this time because I haven't been playing arena. And that was like late. That was late. So I'm just gonna, if I can get in the beta, that's all I want. But I don't have pull with Blizz at all. Not even the slightest. Won't know if you like what I send since no YouTube in China, but I will send a variety. What's that sound? It's my tea kettle, probably. Otherwise, it's probably a ghost. So, oh, I should probably preheat my teapot. Ooh. You suck at milking machines on cats? Oh, you stuck milking machines on cats. I see. I miss living closer to, like, livestock. I miss having chickens, but around here, the places where you can have chickens and have enough space from your neighbors that your neighbors can't, like, smell your chicken coop, and places that have good internet, mutually exclusive. I don't think you can get, like, a good fiber internet connection, which is what I need, to a place where I can comfortably have chickens, so I think I might need to let go of the chicken dream, but if I do let go of the chicken dream, at the very least I'm going to find a place, find somebody who does have chickens, who sells their eggs, and buy free-range eggs from them, because they're so good. Where's my, I had it in my hands. Oh, there it is. My strainer. I love this teapot to bits. I'm considering getting another one that's, like, bigger, because if I'm making, like, a really big pot of just, like, herbal tea to share with my husband, then it's nice to have, like, a bigger pot. This one's, like, a good single serving size. What brought you south? Oh, I got married. I didn't want to be married across the border, so it seemed prudent to move. But that was pretty much it. Otherwise, I would have stayed in Canada. Although, if I'd stayed in Canada, I never would have gotten better internet. And the winters aren't as bad here. And what else? Shipping. It's easier to get stuff shipped here. Not just from Blizzard Gear Store, but from, like, all sorts of places shopping online. A lot easier to get something shipped to an American address than to a Canadian one. I'm going to give that a 2-minute steep. You got your nieces a baby pot-bellied pig for Christmas? Oh, that's adorable. Hamilton. Do you think he's going to get really big? I heard that, because, like, the mini pigs, like the teacup pigs, apparently there's no such thing as an actual miniature pig, and those are just baby pigs. And that eventually they turn into, like, big ol' pigs, but people keep them anyways because they love them by then, and I think that's adorable. Hamilton is a great name for a pig. They chose the name. He's gonna get big. That's awesome. That's awesome. If you have, like, the facilities to accommodate a large pig, then just, like, yo, they're friendly. They're great. I miss my cat. Where's my kitty? Kitty! No, there she is. Just sleeping on the carpet. There's, like, a million places to sleep for a cat in this apartment. She just picks carpet sometimes. She's like, you know what? This piece of floor right here, this is where it's at. That's why I didn't spend a ton of money on a micro pig. Yeah, for sure. Hey, girl. Said freehand art Lestat. He's trained like a dog to sit and turn around for food. Oh, that's awesome. We trained our kitty to sit. With food, but that's the only thing I really managed to train her to. I wish I'd leash trained her because then I could take her for walks, but it's fine. I don't need to walk my cat. Hi Hazel, how are you today? I'm very good, Danielle. Thanks for asking. How are you? I'm very hungry. I want to try my shortbread. I'm just waiting for it to cool. It seems actually a bit more cool now. I'm gonna chop that up. I'm gonna dry off my cutting board and slide it on there and slice it up so we can try a piece. If I fits, I sleeps yet. Where's your dog? Dog is on the couch. Dog is on the couch here. There's a dog. Don't mind my messy living room. It's actually, you know, it's not that bad. It's got all of my stuff on the table that I use for soaking my post-surgery toe. I can walk just fine now, but I still need to redress it every 8 hours or so. But it is healing very well. I'm quite happy with it. Oh, I should turn that off. Okay, so tea is done. Nice dog, thank you. Love that you pronounced my name correctly. Well, I figured it had to be spelled differently for a reason. And growing up, I had a last name that wasn't very long, but had, people never ever said it right. And I know what that's like. Okay. So, I guess I want to cut it with a pizza cutter because it looks like a pizza. So, I might actually ignore my previous markings because they've really kind of run together. One, two, three. Whatever. Close enough. So I'm going to take a little plate. A little fork. It's very flat. Which is my fault, because I flattened it too much. Also, it's still kind of warm and therefore not really holding its shape. It'll probably hold its shape more as it cools. It's like, it looks like a cracker. It's got little pistachio bits in it. It's just like a little bit green from the lime zest. It would look prettier if I kept it in one piece, but I'm about to eat it. I don't care. Streamer goes to 11. I have actually gone to 11. It's 11:07. What kind of shortbread? We made Goblin Shortbread, which is from the Warcraft cookbook. It contains pistachios and lime zest. Oh, that is good. It's like kind of chewy. It probably needs to cool more. But I really like the lime zest in that, actually. Because you're kind of expecting lemon, because a lot of shortbread has lemon in it. But the lime is just like enough of a difference. And then the pistachios are really good too. You know, Misha? That was really easy to make. There was like 3 steps to that. The only reason it took us an hour is because I talk. If you have the Warcraft cookbook, and you should, there's an Amazon link down below. If you do get it, check out Amazon. Amazon is almost always cheaper than the gear store. I don't know why. But the recipe's on page 171, I think. Yeah, 171. And that is a keeper. I'm definitely going to make that again. Assuming that I can find people to help me eat it. Because I don't think it would be the same without the pistachios. I think the pistachios are quite important to it. Otherwise, just make shortbread. Baking victory. Yeah, guess who's here? Guess who's here? Hi. Oh, that's great. I know there's like a lot of stuff all over the place. She's a little nervous because there's a stool in here and there's like some lights and a little crazy. Alright. This is my baby. Kitty spotting the reflections on the fridge. Okay. Holding a purring cat is just like the best thing on the planet. Kitty. Kitty. Oh, I have more of this to eat. Joker, what's up? Are you jealous? You want me to pick you up too? Because I know you don't. He does not care for being picked up. He'll put up with it. He's not happy about it. Your bottle's broken. Kitty turns up when there's food. I never feed her from, like, my food. I never, ever give her people food. I give her kitty treats and then kitty food. But she likes to smell. She likes to know what we're eating. Saber-tooth in his blood? She's got really big fluffy ears. If you ever want to see, like, 40,000 pictures of my cat, that is what my Instagram is for. It's supposed to be for pictures of me, but that's my cat. My cat, there's a lot more cat than me. And occasionally my dog, but mostly my cat. Well, I think we did it. That's good. I think I baked it the right amount. It's like a little bit brown. It's cooked all the way through. It's very thin shortbread, but it's good. My cats have never had wet food, but every time we open the can, they come running. We had to give the dog wet food for the last like week or two, in addition to his dry food, just because he had a bit of an upset stomach and was having some digestive issues. And the cat wants that wet food so bad. She's always like trying to, like, she's like, if I put my face in between the dog and the spoon, because we like hand feed him with a spoon because he's just like a princess. I'm talking about you, you know. You want to come over here? You want to say hi? Let's see. Hi, come here. Good boy. Come here. Good boy. Come here. Yeah. I'm going to take this off. So it's hard to get the scale of the dog normally because he looks like a husky, so people assume that he's a husky, but he's pretty little. He's a pretty little boy. This is Joker. Yeah. He's a lot more popular than the cat because he looks a lot more unique. You're so awkward. You're such an awkward dude. He's like, am I done? Am I done yet? Alright. Yeah, he's a 13-pound dog. He's pretty small. Forever puppy. He is a forever puppy. I hadn't seen him before today. Yeah, he doesn't make a lot of appearances because he's a little bit shy. He's quite standoffish. He doesn't really like people much. But now he's sniffing me. Do you want me to give you something? I'll give you a treat in a minute. I promise I will give you treats. Promise. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. We are done here. If you missed any part of it, you want to catch it later, I'm going to put the VoD up on Sunday. And next stream should be Friday with the regular WoW stream. Today's video, when I get it out, is going to be a rune hoof guide. And then I think I'm doing Fisher Friends tomorrow, so. Didn't know huskies and foxes made babies. Thank you guys so much, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.